Tallahassee. Debate over the selection of President Donald Trump's education secretary to deliver the commencement address at a private historically black university in Daytona Beach is starting to look more like a proxy war over Florida's controversial vouchers. Florida's chapter of the NAACP called on U.S. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos to decline Bethune-Cookman University's invitation to speak at the May 10 graduation based on her horrible public education record impacting blacks and minorities in Florida and around the country. In a statement Monday, President Adora Obinwes also implored the institution not to offer DeVos an honorary degree. What makes the Bethune-Cookman University approach unusual is their plan to honor a person who has been on the job less than 100 days and has no record of advancing educational equity for all students, Nwes said. This would be a slap in the face to minorities, women, and all communities of color. Democrats have also criticized BCU's plans to host DeVos, pointing to her recent characterization of historically black colleges and universities as pioneers of school choice. Leaders of the schools called her comments ignorant and accused her of whitewashing the country's history of racial segregation, during which black students had few, if any, options for higher education. DeVos, a billionaire GOP donor, has promoted vouchers in Florida as well as in her home state of Michigan, and is hoping to expand alternatives to public schools nationally. The NAACP has been a chief opponent of Florida's long-established tax credit scholarships, which cover private school tuition for poor students through state-incentivized corporate donations, along with a statewide teachers' union. The civil rights organization drove a legal challenge of the voucher-like policy all the way to the state Supreme Court, and lost. Meanwhile, prominent voucher proponents in Florida have come to DeVos' defense. In particular, representatives of Step Up for Students, a nonprofit organization charged with doling out the tax credit scholarships, bolstered her argument. BCU's founder Mary McLeod Bethune should be described as an early leader of the school choice movement. A Twitter account for Step Up for Students blog redefined weighed in. BCU controversy aside, Bethune herself was a school choice pioneer whose efforts echo in the present, linking to a blog post titled Lessons from a School Choice Trailblazer. The post, written by the group's Director for Policy and Public Affairs, Ron Mattis, chronicles Bethune's 1904 founding of a public school for black girls in Daytona. There were public schools for black students in early 1900s Florida, but they were far inferior to white schools, according to the post, which was part of a series on the center-left roots of school choice. Further, Patrick Gibbons, the organization's public affairs manager, tweeted there were few options but not none for black students who wanted to go to college, and Bethune and others worked to create more. There were a few integrated colleges in the north, he posted, adding in a private message to Politico Florida that W.E.B. Du Bois attended Harvard University, and Oberlin College in Ohio began admitting black students in the mid-1830s. Step Up for Students was founded by John Kirtley, who helped crafted the scholarships under then-Gov. Jeb Bush, a Tampa venture capitalist. Kirtley has chaired a political action committee, supports state-level candidates who favor school choice policies in addition to supporting their campaigns with personal donations. He is the vice chair of the American Federation for Children. a national education reform advocacy group that was chaired by DeVos before she took the U.S. Department of Education's helm. The American Federation for Children has paid for campaigns in which Black and Hispanic religious leaders have advocated the scholarships as creating opportunities minority children to access quality alternatives to struggling public schools in impoverished communities. Martin Luther King headlined a massive $1 million rally in Tallahassee last year. Representatives for neither DeVos nor BQ responded to requests for comment on the NAACP's push. The university announced on Monday DeVos would speak at the graduation after Politico Floridas reported the plan. In a statement, the school also promoted the argument that the educational philosophies of Bethune and DeVos are aligned. DeVos' mission to empower parents and students resonates with the history and legacy of Drive Bethune, the school said in a statement. President Edison Jackson said Bethune was not constrained by political ideology but worked across all parties to support BQ.